Welcome back to channel everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can create this kind of multi-level horizontal navbar menu in Power Apps. As you can see, this navbar has a logo in the left. There is an app heading. There is home menu. It does not have any sub menu, so it doesn't have any icon. HR menu has sub menu, so it has the icon which toggle based upon the expand and collapse. And also there is a hover effect. And if user click on, let's suppose my request under HR, it's redirect user to my request screen. User go back to home screen. It's redirect user back to home screen. So we'll see in Power Apps how we can create this kind of navbar quickly. I'll go to my Power Apps. As you can see, there is home and my request screen app created. And if I go to my app and in the app formulas, I have created a name formula with navbar menu where I have home, HR, finance, and marketing for main menus. And respectively, we have their sub menus like create, my request, and approval. And you will see there is an identifier property. For home, it is 1. For HR and its sub menu, it is 2. And for finance and its sub menus is 3. Similarly for marketing. So I've kept the identifier same for menu and its sub menu just to group them together. And then there is a parent menu item. You will see for home, HR, finance, the parent menu item is blank. And their sub menu, parent menu item property is referring to the main menu title property, which is here is HR in HR case and finance in finance case and marketing in marketing case. Then there is one more property, its sub menu. I've set this to 1. I'll explain to you later what is the use of this one for this home menu. Then app on start, I have set a variable where selected tab, the value is set to 0. This is done. We'll go to our component and here we'll create a custom component and we'll rename it as top nav. The width of this will be app.width. Height I'm going to set for this as 40 right now. There is access app scope. Turn this on. Once this is on, you'll be able to access variable that we have declared into onStart and into our named formulas, this navbar menu, so that you don't have to create any custom properties here. Once this is done, fill property will be transparent. And now inside this top nav, I will include a blank horizontal gallery. I will rename it as main menu. The X property of this will be 0. Y property will be 0. Width will be parent.width. And then height will be parent.height. So scroll bar turn off. Template size will be 200. And that's it for this one. Now inside this horizontal gallery, I'll edit this, insert, and I'll include a blank flexible height gallery. And I'll rename this as submenu. The X property of this will be 0. Y property will be 0. Width will be 200. And height will be top nav dot height, and template size will be self dot height, and then padding will be 0. So scroll bar 0, sorry, turn off, and that's all we have to do for this one. Once this is done, edit this gallery and insert a button. So this is a modern button control. If you don't have this enabled, you can go to your setting, updates, enable this modern control and themes. So you will have the modern button available. So for the button, again, the X will be 0, Y will be 0, and the width will be parent.width, and the height will be 40, right? And that is border radius, set this to 0. Icon style field, and in the icon, type chevron down, put it icon after, but just a little bit to see there is some gap coming up. So we'll see why this gap is there. You'll see there is a template padding set for this parent main menu is now it is 0. So it is good to go. Now in the main menu, in the items, set the item property as filter. Navbar menu is our table that we have created. Here, where selected tab is equal to identifier and put our condition, parent menu item is equal to blank. So once we do this, you will see we have identifier 1, 2, 3, 4, and the all parent menu items are there. Now to access their submenus, I will group by identifier and put its name like GRP menu. Now you will see we have the identifier 1, 2, 3, 4, and GRP menu value is set as table of values. So now to access this table of value inside the submenu, we'll go to the items property of itself. And here I will add a column to this item.grp menu. What column I want to add? I'll say ID, and to this item.identifier. And once we go to this button now and into the text property of this, just type this item.title. So it will have home, HR, finance, and marketing, all options available to us. All right. Now what I have to do on this button click, I have to show the submenus. So for that, what I will do, I'll go to the onSelect property of this, and I'll set a condition if where selected tab is equal to this item.id, then set our where selected tab as 0, else set where selected tab is equal to this item.id. All right, close the bracket, save this. Now if I just try to run this, you will see there is some action happening, but as we have put the height as 40, let me just put this, let's suppose as 170, you will see we have submenu coming up properly, and it's coming on the button click. Now there is a little loading that's happening. That's because of this gallery. So if we go to there is a property delay item loading. Set this to false for both the gallery, false, and now try to run this. It's running fine. Next step, you will see that in all the submenus, there is the chevron down icon is there. So what we have to do in the submenu, we have to remove this chevron down, and in the home as well, because there is no submenu for home. And also when we expand this icon should transform to 180 degree. So let's go to the button, and in the button itself there is icon. So for icon, what I'm gonna say is if is blank, this item dot parent menu item, if it is blank, then it should be chevron down, else it should be blank. So if we go now, you will see from the sub menu it is gone. Now for the home, there is one more condition I have to put. I'll put it like and is blank, this item dot its sub menu, then you will see the icon is gone from there. And how it happened? This its sub menu, as I've shown you earlier in the formula, I've set this its sub menu as 1 for only the home. So if you have any menus which doesn't have a sub menu, you can set this property and you can leverage it here. And now to transform this icon when expanded, we'll go to the icon rotation and we'll say if where tab selected, then transform it to 180, else 0. If I go here now, you will see it is happening, but it is happening for rest of the menus when I click on an individual one. For that, if I go here into where tab selected, and if it is equal to only this item.id, then do it. Now you will see if I zoom in this little bit, it is working fine. Now this part is done. On this button on select, we also have to redirect user to respective screen. So I will say navigate this item dot screen property that we have set into our table. So this is fine. Now if we go here in the component, there is few things we have to do. In the media, I have this logo, and I will set the X of this as 0, Y of this one as 5, width is equal to 30, and height as well I will set to 30. All right, this works fine. And then I will also include a label, a text label, which says text as, you can say anything. I'll just put text heading just to differentiate it from our main navbar that we have. Okay, so this is there, and now just to set this label x position is 0, y is also 0, height is already set to 40. I will set the width of this, so I will say parent dot width divided by 4. So it has a certain width, and then I will set the text color as white. And if we go here in the font weight, bold, and background fill will be transparent. Then this main menu, I'll have to set the X property of this main menu. So it will be image2 dot width plus label2 dot width, all right, plus 20. And for this label 2, I will set its X property as well, which will be image2 dot width plus 10, or maybe set it to 20. All right, and I will reorder this to send backward. And if we set the color of this as a background as a transparent, then for this one we have to add a rectangle just to create a background for entire navigation, and send this to back. Set the width of this one to parent dot width. Set the X property to 0. Set the Y to 0, and set the height as a fixed one to 40, because this won't change. All right, now this is done. If I just save this, and if you will see it's working fine. Now if we just zoom in, there is no line separator, so we have to add a vertical and horizontal line separator for our menu item. So for that, I'll go to the main menu, click on insert, and type line. So first we need a vertical line. So this vertical line, first I will change the color of this one to white, and of this one to white as well, and set the X property to 0, set the Y property to 0, and width will be 1, and height will be 40. That's it. Now you'll see there is a vertical line is there. Now in the submenu, click on edit, insert a line. So this time around, a horizontal line. Send this to backward, and set the X property to 0. Set the Y property to, so it's already 40.5. Height will be 0.5, and the width for this one will be 200. So now if we do this, you will see we have both vertical and horizontal separator. I'll save this. And if I go to my screen now, we'll remove the original navbar that we have and add our custom top nav. You see, this is our top nav, and you can identify this by having a different heading, name as new heading. And if we see, it is working fine here. Now we'll save, publish, go to our app right now. Heading is app name. New version is up. Refresh. New heading is there. You see, it's working fine. And if I go to the HR My Request, it's take me to the My Request screen. I click on Home, it's taking me to the home screen. So similar experience, and you can pretty much create it the way you want it. Also, in the modern themes, if you just change the theme, you see how this entire navigation change quickly. Even if I put a different color, it can be used. If I publish any one of them, go here, refresh, you will see you have it with you. So you can pretty much customize it by giving option it somewhere into your app to change the theme as well if you want to, and you can create a app that way. Maybe we'll create a theme video separately to cover this topic. But I hope you like this video on this horizontal multi-level navbar menu. In case you have any question or concern, you can let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching Learn and Tech. Have a good day.